Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are after a couple of days worth of building. Popped right up pretty quickly, I think. They're doing, a little more substance in the back. It doesn't look like they're going to do as much on the sides like a lot of them do, so it's not going to be as deep, but I think this effect is going to be really nice when it's all together. Fun little build so far. I'm digging the aesthetic. I think it's going to be, let's say that's one of these I'm really glad I picked up in the end. I think it's I'll say everything's coming together. I sort of like that sort of Dickensian look to the street. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. You see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add onto my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. That being said, I forgot I was supposed to put an awning in this piece. So I'm going to try and do it in place there. So I'll get my handy dandy phone stand out. Hopefully it'll lean for me. Yeah, I think I can make this work. It's just got this little support structure here, and that's, like I said, I was supposed to put one of these red and white awnings on there for a detail. So let's see how this goes. Get my specs in place. And I don't think I'm going to do it at that angle, so let's try this angle. Back in there. Here maybe. Okay, let's just move it down there on the top of that. It's a little bit thick. Let's try this. Yes, okay, I've got that garland there is sort of getting in the way of my. This gets a little thin there. Let's see if anything. Back of my tweezers, they should be skinny enough. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to bring it down. And then sort of here. Okay, so we got that going. Pretty good. I made it a little bit longer than the support structure, so it's sort of popping up a little bit on the end here, but I think once we're going to be blocked in looking straight at it, down this line at it, so I think that'll be alright. Yep. Okay, so now we've actually finished up the stuff that I thought I finished up yesterday. Move on to the fun and joy of putting our lights in place. So they do work, but now to avoid driving myself crazy, I am going to pop the batteries out so they don't just keep coming off and on like this. I can find that way. There it goes. Rechargeable batteries out of there. Okay. I'll put them back in. That's all before the night's out, so we can get a look at how these buildings look lit up. Okay. I didn't even look see how many lights we got. 6 lights in total, so that's that. Okay. And we're going in. Okay. Going in here and here to start with. Evidently, the battery box is going to live here. No supports or anything for it there, but that's still okay. Maybe we'll add those later. I'm taking 100 mil and a 50 mil, so one's 100 mil. It's 10 centimeters. They're all 100 mil. a second. Hang on. Okay, they're not from down here, but from the splice here. Okay, here we do have a. Okay, so I bet those look like they're about 100 mil and 50 mil respectively. No, you're not 100. These things are irritating. Let's get the switch out. See if I can get it out of the way at least. Okay, I guess it depends on where you're measuring from. Okay, if we assume this one's the 50 mil, we are going from the end of the insulation here. Oh, that one's okay. Maybe that is 100 mil once all stretched out. Yeah, that's right at 10 centimeters. So, okay, so it is the two shortest ones, which makes sense. And so they're going. We got brackets for them. So, two different styles. First ones get these. And we can look at it. Okay, so it goes in sideways like that. So we get, okay. Now does that, oh, these were they all ganged up together there? Okay, and it does not. Sometimes you get them and they like sort of, the holes are just right to pop the LED in, it holds it in, but these are not. So I'm going, if you're going on that one, what you're going to need, good 90-degree bend on it. So I'm just going to go right up to the edge of the LED. Pop it right over there. And get my bracket, slide it between the wires, have it ready to go. And you in. And then we're going to jiggle and get that thing held in place nice and snug there. I feel pretty good about that. That seems like that ought to get plenty of light on the inside to light up all our little windows in there. Okay, now next shortest wire. So this guy, just semi-untangled from this rat's nest we got going on here. Sort of the same thing, just over the back of this one here. Stick with that 90-degree bend. That seemed to be just a good little lip there to hook it onto. Yeah, I feel like that's probably, like the instructions are a little bit vague, but I think this is sort of what that's how I'm interpreting their instructions anyway. That one goes. Actually looking pretty neat there. Don't even think I'm going to get out the hot glue gun to guide my wires this time. Right, so far. I'm sure it'll make appearance before we're done with this build. Okay. Now, moving on to the next page, which is, oh yeah, I didn't tell, those were step 50 and this is 51 respectively. Want to go, okay, so taking 360 mil wire, so 36 centimeter. Is that right? Yeah. Well, that's got to be the longest. Is there a diagram of these things? I wouldn't. I forgot to look at. Okay, yeah. And get it to open to the right page. Just kind of a glimpse of it. So we got 50, 150, 50, 100, 150, 250, 350, 300, and 360. So one's a little bit longer than the rest of them. And that's the next one we want. We're going, so it goes down through the bottom. Okay, so the longest one, this one. Can't. So the guy's out from the middle of everything. Maybe. Okay. That's going down here. Through. Nothing fell out. And we got a couple of guides. I'll show you in a second how to get them in place. These are going in. Very snug, like a lot of these have been on this guy. We're going to jiggle it in. Let's just run underneath there, and it's going back up through here. And then coming all the way up to there, supposedly. Yeah, that's going to reach easy. I'm going to stick with the 90-degree bend thing. That seems to be working for me. Need some tight quarters on this one here, though. Okay. Here, well, not much drama. Let's pop you down. That ought to give us some good light. And so there's just snug these wires up. Okay, there it goes. And I'd say that is where we're going to bring in our hot glue gun. I'm just going to put a dab down here to really lock us in, because that gives us most slack we can have over here on our wire. And we get another blue light. There you go. Turn. Okay, let's see. Just a little back and forth a couple of times. Wiggle it around. Hopefully it gets worked in good. And get impatient and try and make it go stick in a little quicker. Alright, so I got... That's how I'm going with it. Like I said, that gives us all the extra slack over here. Don't have to worry about getting curled up in here. Okay. And that is all the lights we're going to do tonight, so may as well take a peek at those while I'm thinking about it. I'll take it back out in a second anyway, so I'm not going to worry about the battery. Okay. Yeah, that does a good job of lighting everything, getting all our windows lit up, so yeah, I'm happy with that. Cool. Alright. Now, take those back out. Okay, and I think we're just going to set this on the side for the moment and get the next piece going here. And somehow I got another building to build and I decided against. I didn't pull out the main part of the building. But it's nice cherry wood, so that's the easy one to have. I just been staining this, so this stain goes on real quick. Just gonna knock those burrs down. Okay, I've tried a few different stain markers, but this is the best brand I've found so far as getting, it's fairly cheap to get, you get a whole set for, I think it's about $10 to $11 here. So imagine, I don't even know if it's an international brand or not, but it does a good job of blending in. Like I say, it just makes everything nice and good coverage on with one swipe, and it doesn't. I'm probably gonna paint those different colors, but I'll go ahead and hit them anyway. I've tried 2 or 3 other brands, and like I say, this is just the one that seems to work the best. And plus, you get the variety of colors as well if you get a lighter colored one. Okay, now that I got all the pieces I need, let's bring that in a little bit. And these guys. Okay. Oh, back to the old B7000's been working pretty good for this for me. Just going there on the top, may line up those windows. Yeah, that seems about right. I got those 4 underneath it. And this guy here. And down here. And these just go in those things, and the lantern goes up top. Okay, so know where we're going, so let's get on the way. Let's do there. Glue string out of there, maybe. Okay. Here. Let's see. Get a lantern up here before I start messing everything up there. Give it a second to dry before I manhandle my way around it. This is going to be flush with the bottom, I'd say. I think I'm going to put these guys in first before I do that. Just so I think it'll be a little less stressful. Been wrong before, so you never know with me. Back of this one, maybe. Okay, I think that's good. Got the side on that ready to go, and we get to glue some more stuff on it. Just adding a little 3D effect on these guys. Just add another layer of greens. And our gingerbread man goes dead center here. Clean this nozzle off a little bit. I don't think it'll help none, but gingerbread man right smack down. That didn't do much good. And then in the front of that one, yeah, it's supposed to sort of hang out on the edge. Well, I'm putting it away because I got to do. Then we get these guys down here. You're going on first. And we go back. And hit that little one. They're really leaning into the depth. I don't even see those things until I look up on my screen. They're sort of there. Grab a couple straight edges here, maybe. Okay. And I was hoping that was going to give me a few minutes to recover before I start adding more stuff onto it, but nope. Gonna continue. This is what we're working on right now. We have two fur goes in the top two up here. I'd paid attention. I'd have done these first. Like I was talking last night, it's easier to glue this stuff on without knocking things off if they're connected. And these, there's 3, 4, 3. Okay, these go in the bottom brackets here. So they're going. Probably. I'll probably mess that middle one up because I got all that stuff around it. I think I got clearance on it. Let's see. Yeah, definitely should have done this before we did all that gluing. That's gonna be in the way. Hoping I don't knock everything else off too. Okay. In place. a little bit lower. Okay. Now, this one. Okay, yeah, there is another notch down there for it. Get that cherry marker out again for the top one anyway. That's the one that's going to be showing. I don't know if it'll be showing or not, be visible. Maybe. Shadows and whatnot. I'm going to give this like 10 minutes to dry before I start trying to move this stuff around, because I'm going to knock all that stuff off again. So I'll be right back. Okay, it's been a few minutes. Probably not long enough, but I'm impatient. See if I can get this in here without destroying everything else. Okay, that one just popped. That one's fairly loose. A little more pressure on the side, maybe. Okay. And I think everything stayed in place. Let's see another string here. Okay. And our roof. This side. Yep. Taper into the smaller bit on there, on the bottom there. And this one. Yeah, I just saw the studs there. I did paint them the wrong color. No, those aren't on that. Okay. Here far enough. You wouldn't take it off and do it right then. I'm going to have to go again. Okay. Okay. Back to this. There we go. And you, that side to the front. I did just knock these out of whack. I knew it was eventually going to happen. Still didn't even get it seated in. Okay. And that goes this. Okay. Looks like I need to hit a little bit more here too. Okay. Now, we're done with that for a minute. Let's build us a balcony for the same building. So, and snowflakes are for the next step. Okay. No, start you to here. Little guys at the ends. I think we're gonna need. It did stick. Okay. Thought we were gonna need glue for that, but it seems like. Okay, yeah, probably do some glue on those because those are pretty loose. And it's glued on that way. We go into the building. Let's see. That's that. And back here. Let's give us another awning here in a second. And one in these two. More garland across there. Now, that's another one of the awnings. One of the tweezer arms will fit. This is a really tight spot. Screwdriver. There we go. Splat head. Seated down nice. Okay. Got that going on. And moving on to step 60. 21 goes into the top ones there. And put the awning on after you do this, because I'm about to crinkle it up really good. Make it seat in. Okay. We got our little arrow to tell us which way to go in as well. Nothing here. And okay, that's pretty much stayed where it's supposed to, I believe. Feels good. Okay, so I'm ready to mount this over here on our thing, and you go. Okay, so there's our. We just put those in. Okay. Got them right up good. I guess crinkled can make it look like it's flapping in the wind or something. Okay, and like there, snowflakes go. Sort of see the outlines there and there. Around good. Same thing, spread the glue around. Alright. There we go. I think that's plenty enough for tonight. Way out here. Whoops. I forgot about it. I gotta put glue on the edge of the thing. It's already started falling off. Okay, let's do me. I think I'll do it. This one shouldn't matter. I don't think we're going to be able to see it from the front, but I'll do the veneer facing that way so if somebody's peeking through, they might see that instead of the sawdust look. Okay. Well, it's a little more snug, but I'm still going to reinforce it. A little overkill on that one, but still one less thing to worry about later on. Let's say this is the side we're going to be seeing it from, so that's why I flipped that one around the other way. But I'm digging it. I sort of like the look here. Got, like I said, the little sort of Dickensian / Alpine town. Get I don't want that back in here. Oh, good. I guess I gotta put the lights back in now. The batteries back in, rather. Okay. We got our, as usual, it's not as bright in person as it is on camera, but it does, you do get the look of having the windows lit up for you. Okay, yeah, I think this is going to end up being a really nice set when it's all said and done. I'm looking forward to seeing the completed project. But I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I do experiments a couple of times a month. That is what YouTube thinks you should be doing, should be watching rather, and that is the playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.